But as with every endeavor in life, that which has a beginning must also have an end. For me, my service in the legislature, that end comes now.
For every generation, there are those individuals we look to for leadership and guidance. And for nearly 4 decades in the Tennessee General Assembly, that has been the role of Speaker James O. Jimmy Naifeh. Speaker Naifeh grew up in Covington, where he still lives today. His father came to America in 1920 as a Lebanese immigrant to help run the family-owned grocery store on the town square. The family has been in the grocery and real estate business in Tipton County ever since. After graduating from the University of Tennessee and 2 years as an infantry officer in the Army, young Jimmy returned to Covington and began considering his path to Nashville.
And then in '72, that was after redistricting, there was an open seat here in Tipton County. It covered Tipton and part of Haywood and part of Fayette and part of Shelby. And I ran at that time. I didn't get the support of the chairman of the party, the state chairman of the party, because he lived in Tipton County, and I didn't go by and ask his permission to run. So therefore, he wasn't too pleased with me. And I got beat 13 votes in that race, and it taught me a very good lesson. Best lesson I ever had in politics. Don't ever take anything for granted, and work like you're always behind in the votes. And that's what I've done both in elections and when I had to deal with being Speaker.
2 years later, in 1974, Speaker Naifeh was first elected to the House of Representatives, serving District 81. At that time, his mentor and friend, Ned Ray McWhorter, was the Speaker of the House, and Speaker Naifeh quickly became a House leader himself. He worked his way up from Democratic floor leader to majority leader to finally Speaker of the House in 1991. And that came fittingly during Governor McWhorter's administration.
One thing that Governor McWhorter, when he was Speaker, what he said was he wanted Governor Alexander to be as successful as a governor could be, because if he was successful, then our state was successful. And you know, that's coming from a statesman, and that's what Governor McWhorter was as a statesman. And I've always thought whoever was the governor was my governor, and I always pledged that I was going to do everything I could to help the governor. Whether he's a Democrat or Republican, it didn't matter, because that's what we were sent up there to do.
Speaker Naifeh's 18 years as Speaker of the House is the longest in Tennessee's history, and his 38 years in the legislature has been built around his goal of being an effective leader and working to improve the lives of everyday people. He's been a longtime supporter of public education and is perhaps most proud of the Jimmy Naifeh Center located in Covington, a branch of Dyersburg State Community College. And he's worked to ensure equal funding of K-12 education, channeling more money to those poorer rural districts. And working alongside Lieutenant Governor John Wilder, Speaker Naifeh has always supported our farmers and the agricultural industry, and his friendship to Farm Bureau has been at the forefront in his many years of public service.
And a lot for West Tennessee farmers, a lot of good was done with the boll weevil eradication program. So much money was saved for farmers that now that we have eradicated boll weevils in West Tennessee. You know, we've had soybean checkoffs, and we just had a lot of things that have helped the farmers in West Tennessee. And Farm Bureau has meant a lot to me over the years, because I knew I could always depend on Farm Bureau to give me the facts, and that's what you got to have when you're dealing with these issues. And I tell you, another thing that really helped me was every year I had a group of Farm Bureau farmers come up to my office and sit down and talk to me about the issues that they would like to see me be involved in and to help them on or to stop if I could. And that was just really, that meant a lot to me, and I hope that Farm Bureau continues that, because when you got people from your district coming up and going over a program with you, whether it's the Farm Bureau's program or it's someone else's program, you better listen to them or you won't stay there.
Throughout his extraordinary career in Tennessee politics, Speaker Naifeh commanded respect from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. and he will long be remembered as a legislative leader who worked to preserve and build public trust. And his principles of integrity, compassion, vision, and courage is the legacy he leaves for all Tennesseans and why we honor him tonight.
Well, first I'd want folks to know and remember that I was honest with everyone. I never did try to cover up anything. I laid it all out. I said what I thought, and I absolutely enjoyed my time as Speaker. I could hardly wait to get to my office every morning, and my staff was in that same posture because they wanted to see what I was going to do that day. It means a lot that my farmers here in Tipton, in West Tennessee, in Tennessee, will know that that Farm Bureau has recognized me as such, and I'm extremely proud of that recognition from the Farm Bureau.
Governor McWhorter, who was my mentor, always told me that I would know when it was time to go. And I know that time has come for me to step aside for the next generation of leaders.